World. You're not ready. Cartoon Drag Race Japan has arrived. Get ready for a season of friendship,
He and I have worked together. He's nice.
romance,
I can't seem to think when I'm around him. What the hell is happening to me?
drama,
Delicious. Meow, the drama. Delicious.
and betrayal.
Who the hell cut up my dress?
And that's just a taste. Please note this project is created entirely for entertainment purposes. This is not a continuation of any cartoon character's storyline and is made purely for fun, in an imagined world where cartoon characters did drag. This franchise is not currently canon in the Cartoon Drag Race universe, though if it becomes canon this will be made apparent in a future episode.
What's up, Japan world? Your highly charismatic, congenial, good-looking, friendly neighborhood star is here. And yes, all my sides are my good side. Hey there, Japan. It looks like I'm the first queen on Cartoon Drag Race Japan. Splendid. I'm super excited to be here. What do I say? I've been acting for 7 years, doing drag at night for 3. My husband, yes, you heard that right. Check the ring. My husband, Takato, is very supportive of me doing drag. I'm trying to get him to audition for Drag Race, but he's a bit shy about his drag career. Well, actually, no one knows he does it. I probably should stop talking.
Junta looks around the workroom and lets out an audible gasp. He comments on the quality of the workroom and that he cannot wait to meet his competitors. Junta hears the click-clack of heels and turns to see another queen enter the workroom.
Japan world, all I want is for you to love me. Meow, meow. It's Daijin on your screen. I'm the mischievous cat you want to root for. I've been doing drag for just over a year now. What do I specialize in? Wouldn't you like to know? Meow.
Upon seeing Daijin, Junta smiles and lets out a laugh. Junta opens his arms and Daijin leaps forward. Junta catches Daijin and begins to pat him.
Well, I didn't expect to see Daijin here. No, that isn't a read. It's just he's relatively new on the scene. I like his drag a lot. He's got quite the acting chops.
Junta said that I was a good actor? Meow. Love that for me.
Daijin jumps onto the table and looks at Junta. Junta notes the twinkle in his eye. Daijin asks if Junta would like to be in a secret alliance given that they already know each other reasonably well. Junta nods and tells Daijin he likes the way he thinks.
Freeze the frame. Your queen of the cold is here. And she looks pretty good for a dead bitch. Hello, Japan. My name is Esdeath, though you can call me General Esdeath. You may be thinking, didn't the warrior Akame kill you a few hundred years ago in battle? She did, yes. Though when I froze myself, and my one true love, Tatsumi, in a prison of solid ice, it must have kept us alive. I woke up 5 years ago, alive and alone. I heard Tatsumi survived also, but he is still playing hard to get. After all this time.
Esdeath greets the others with a strong gaze and a courteous bow. Junta nods his head in approval and Daijin appears intrigued. Junta tells Esdeath that her reputation precedes her, she will be tough competition. Esdeath nods and asks him to introduce himself. Junta chuckles to himself, which makes Esdeath crack a grin. Junta asks if she hasn't heard of him, stating that he's quite well known in Japan. Esdeath comments that he may be famous but to her he looks like every pretty boy wannabe in the entertainment industry. Junta smiles and Daijin rolls on the table laughing.
She may have called me a wannabe, but she did call me pretty. I'll take that. Let me flick my hair a few times and stare seductively into the camera. I'll give you the ratings you want.
Before Junta can respond, a fourth queen enters the workroom.
From figure skating to serving a good figure, Yuri Katsuki is here to triple lots on these.
Yuri looks nervously towards production.
Can I say sluts?
Production gives Yuri a thumbs up.
Sluts.
Esdeath scoffs and shakes her head. Junta cringes while Daijin giggles.
Oh, hi? Do I look into the camera or at you? Okay. And should I blink or stare straight ahead? Oh, you're rolling. Please don't use that. Hi everyone, my name is Yuri Katsuki. You might know me for taking the silver medal at the Grand Prix final figure skating for Japan in 2016 and beating my now husband's world record in the free skate. Well, yeah. Victor helped me take the gold in 2017, then Victor claimed it back in 2018, then Yuri P took gold in 2019, and then JJ Leroy took gold in 2020. Oh, you don't need the entire history. Sorry. Anyway, my last year of figure skating was in 2021, and I came home to Japan a gold medalist for a second time. Since then, I've retired, and my husband, Victor, has moved to Japan to live with me. I now do drag full-time, but I've been mentoring the figure skater, Kenjiro Minami, who got bronze at the World Championships last year. Oh, sorry, I'm rambling. Why should the other competitors watch out for me? That's a good question.
Yuri walks over to the queens and greets them. Junta gives him a smile while Daijin looks at him, bemused. Esdeath retorts that she isn't very impressed with his entrance and that if he doesn't have the confidence to say his entry line correctly, how is he going to survive this competition? Yuri, taken aback, fumbles over his words and goes quiet. After a moment, Esdeath looks over to Junta and says that she is pretty confident who the porkchop queen will be.
Ooh, that was brutal. Honestly, fierce though. Esdeath is a bitch and I'm here for it. Meow.
Was reading Yuri my finest moment? Perhaps not. But first impressions do matter, and my first impression is that Yuri is not ready for a drag race. I am happy to be proven wrong, Japan, though I doubt I will be.
Junta mentions to Esdeath that her comment was a little harsh and Esdeath shrugs her shoulders. He introduces himself to Yuri and says he looks forward to getting to know him. Yuri thanks Junta and says he feels the same.
I don't really care for Esdeath. She can think what she wants. I've been underestimated all my life, and proving people wrong works just fine for me. Junta seems nice though. Daijin, well, I really don't have a read on him yet.
The queens hear footsteps and look to the door.
Get ready, Japan. This Koopa is going to green shell into your heart. Hello, Japan. I can't believe I made it onto the first season of Drag Race. What a dream come true. Out of all the Koopa, I got picked. I couldn't believe it when I got the call.
Koopa bounds into the workroom and gives everyone a big smile, making an energetic noise as she moves over to the others. Esdeath rolls her eyes and Daijin begins to giggle.
Seriously? Who cast this overly energetic yellow reject Yoshi? Did Mario jump on her too many times in his quest to level up? I suppose I should rein it in. I don't need to make enemies, episode 1.
Junta beams at Koopa and welcomes her to the competition. Yuri introduces himself and Koopa nods at him enthusiastically. Esdeath cordially greets Koopa and Daijin just looks at her with his eyes wide.
Everyone here seems super friendly. I couldn't feel happier to be here.
Koopa comments that she is excited to see who is next to come through the door. Just then, the sixth queen walks through the doors. Junta looks ashen and Esdeath's face lights up.
I'm here to assassinate the competition and serve looks sharper than Inkurju's blade. Japan, you wanted me, and the feeling is mutual. Let me give the camera a wink there. Japan, you are not ready for me. Lip sync? I slay them. Dance challenge? Please. A runway or design challenge. Let's fucking go. I'm Japan's first drag race superstar.
I don't know who is hosting this show, but my salutations. He looks as fine as I remember. Even his unbrushed wig is perfect. He is amazing.
He is the worst. He's an arrogant show pony without any real talent. Can you believe he got voted sexiest man in Japan in 2024 over me?
He got voted sexiest man of 2024? Really? Well, I can see why.
I really can't see why. He doesn't have anything going for him.
Tatsumi whips his head toward the contestants and saunters over with a half-cocked smile. He notices Junta and his grin widens. He asks him what it's like to be the second sexiest man in Japan. Junta grits his teeth and retorts that it's a new year and he's getting his title back. Tatsumi laughs. His eyes fall on Esdeath and, just for a moment, his confidence cracks. He then pulls himself together.
Okay, production, I see you. Steering the drama already. Well, Daddy Junta is just jealous because he doesn't have it anymore. Clock that T. As for Esdeath, well, don't get me wrong, I love attention from guy, girl, any non-binary folk, but her attention is a lot. Trust me, I was trapped with her in ice for 500 years, and before that she tried to kill me and my friends, repeatedly. So no, that's not happening. Ever. Plus, she scares me. Honestly, she is terrifying.
Esdeath comments that it is good to see Tatsumi and asks how he has been. Daijin asks if the two know each other. Esdeath says yes, they were on opposite sides of a war 500 years previous. Junta and Kuppa look at each other, puzzled. Yuri laughs nervously, not sure if there was a joke he missed. Before Tatsumi can respond, another queen walks in.
Guess I'm here to block, serve, and leave you all in my shadow. Hello, Japan. Oh. Did you want me to say more? Okay. I'm your 7th queen in the workroom. I'm a quiet queen. Yes, that's all.
Kei heads over to the queens. Esdeath raises an eyebrow and Daijin looks away, clearly uninterested. Junta smiles and welcomes Kei, as does Tatsumi, who clasps him on the shoulder. Kei looks at him, tight-lipped. Tatsumi welcomes Kei and says it is great to have him in the competition. Kei nods and replies, sure. Tatsumi, slightly taken aback, sits back down. There is an awkward lull in the conversation.
Seriously? Did production spend all their budget hiring me? I can't say I'm terribly impressed.
I don't need to prove myself to anyone. But for the sake of this competition, I'll show you exactly what strength, power, and beauty look like.
Now that is a queen. Finally, some competition around here.
Oh my god, Olivier is here. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Bowser, give me strength. She's one of my idols, and I can't believe we are in the same competition.
You weren't having the first season of Cartoon Drag Race Japan without me. Hello, Japan. I am honored to represent you. A little bit about me, I am the 6th and current reigning Ms. Anime. I edged out both Mewtwo and Sailor Moon, who were both favorites to win. I'm also a 3-time winner of Miss Amestris and have 10 years of drag experience under my belt. My plan is to attack every challenge and give it my all. It's all about your mindset. There isn't a challenge that intimidates me.
Olivier joins the queens and greets each of them individually. She asks each competitor what their name is and repeats it back to ensure she has it correct. Kuppa seems starstruck and begins to excitedly tell Olivier how inspirational her drag is and that meeting her is a dream come true. Olivier smiles and thanks her. Esdeath comments that it's nice to finally have some competition around here, and Junta closes his eyes and takes a deep breath.
I've known Esdeath for all of about 10 minutes, and that's 9 minutes and 55 seconds too long.
Olivier frowns and tells Esdeath that it's a little early in the competition to be making comments like that. Olivier proceeds to say that Esdeath could show the other competitors a little respect. Daijin's eyes twinkle at the exchange and Junta tries to hide a smirk.
I can already tell Esdeath and I will not be friends. It's one thing to throw shade, it's another to be downright rude. I won't stand for it.
Interesting. Another self-righteous queen. Well, this is going to be a long season. I will say, though, Olivier has quite the reputation. I must admit, her drag is something else to watch. It's a mixture of political, sexy, and confidence. I respect it.
Esdeath apologizes and said the spirit of competition has got her all fired up. She apologizes to the other queens and says that often just says it how she thinks it, but doesn't mean to come off rude. Junta scoffs and Esdeath raises an eyebrow at him.
Yeah, sure. I'm just an honest person. Code for, I'm a bitch but don't take it personally.
He said that about me. Wow. Production. It's very shady that you're telling me what he said in his confessionals. Well, Junta, if you're watching, it's not personal. It's just drag. But I respect your honesty.
Olivier accepts Esdeath's apology and says she is very excited to be on the biggest drag stage in Japan. The queens all nod and Olivier leads a cheer.
You want to tell the viewers at home about what went down between you and Mewtwo at the Miss Anime contest.
Why would that be relevant to this competition? I have nothing to say about Mewtwo. Oh, don't tell me you're going to...
I was created to be the ultimate, and now, I'm here to dominate. You may not understand my power, but you soon will.
Mewtwo enters the workroom and greets the other queens. Olivier looks visibly irritated. Mewtwo's gaze lands on Olivier and the two lock eyes for a moment. Mewtwo's expression sours. The other queens greet Mewtwo warmly.
Before I introduce myself, why the hell did you invite Olivier here? I was so looking forward to this experience. No matter. I am a professional, I can put my feelings aside.
She said she would put her feelings aside? Right. I see she still won't take responsibility then.
She implied this was my fault. You've got to be joking. Well, anyway, let's move on. I'm your cerebral queen and original Pokemon villain. These days I've changed my ways and, along with Mew, I am the co-parent of the House of Astral Glam. I'm here to serve looks, iconic performances and the storyline befit of a winner.
Mewtwo thanks the queens for welcoming them and asks how everyone is feeling. Koopa responds she is just excited to be here, which Mewtwo nods, approvingly. Junta said it's an honor to be in the first cast of Cartoon Drag Race and Daijin agrees, stating that he can't wait to see how things turn out. He raises his paw as if raising invisible glasses to his eyes. The other queens laugh. Mewtwo walks over to the other side of the room, creating distance between themselves and Olivier. Just then, another queen enters the workroom.
Justice is served, on a silver platter of fierce. Hello, I am Elle. I was a Japanese detective who hunted down one of the most notorious villains in Japanese history, Light Yagami. You may be wondering, didn't the demon associated with his book kill me? No, it drained my life force, and I remained in a coma for 2 years at a hidden location. But now I'm back, and I've decided on a career with less risk. Well, looking at Esdeath and Olivier, maybe I'm not so sure. They have a powerful presence.
Elle is greeted by the other queens and immediately goes over to stand next to Kay. He comments that it is good to see Kay and Kay politely follows suit.
Elle and I have worked together. He's nice. And he's quiet.
Kay is a good friend. He's a decent actor, actually. He's quiet and observant, and that's how you get into someone's mind. Oh, what do I bring to the table? I'm a great designer. I never had much growing up, so I learned to sew to save money. As the queens say, I've sequined the proverbial shit out of my runway package. I'm not a dancer, though. Please, whoever is hosting the franchise, no dance or girl group challenge week 1. Say, you never said who was hosting Cartoon Drag Race Japan.
Elle sees Mewtwo alone on the other side of the workroom and goes to join them. Mewtwo greets Elle and Elle nods his head respectfully. The queens hear a click-clack as another queen enters the workroom.
Drag or hoops, the game's the same, I dominate and you all spectate.
What was my first impression? Wow, his biceps are like basketballs. And the way his dress hugged his body. I think I could see his abs. Is it hot under this lighting or is that just me? I'm
Mao Min, your Cartoon Drag Race Japan Season 1 winner. I dance, sew and act. There isn't a skill I can't master. My plan is to slay the challenges, point blank, period.
Did you catch a few queens gagging at your entrance look?
I caught a few stares. One of the guys was admiring more than just my entrance look. I'm not surprised, I'm everyone's type.
He's not my type, that's for sure. And his drag is not for me. Sure, any queen can do a body roll, a lap dance, and take off their shirt for money. And I don't have a problem if that's how you make your money. But does that make a drag artist? I think not.
Almin walks over to the other queens and flashes a confident grin. Koopa welcomes him and Junta said he's heard Almin has quite the reputation. Kay chimes up and said it's great to be in the same room as him. Kay quickly corrects himself and says it is great to be in the same competition as him. Kay blushes and looks at the floor. Almin flashes a smile at him and says it feels great to be here.
Kay is obviously into me. If I were the villain of the season, I would use that to my advantage. As it happens, though, I'm a nice guy. So I'll just let him stare.
How embarrassing. Caught on national TV no less. I knew this competition was a bad idea.
Olivier welcomes Almin to the competition and wishes him well. She asks how he feels to be on the first season of Cartoon Drag Race Japan and says she is pleasantly surprised to see him here. Esdeath smiles to herself, clocking this as a subtle read. Before he can respond, the 12th and final queen enters the workroom.
I've already won gold. Now I'm here to win your hearts or break them, whichever's faster.
Face crack of the millennium.
Oh god, it's Yurio. Why did you bring him here?
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Hello, my name is Yuri Plisetsky. I am here to crush this competition. I will squash these competitors like ants under shoe. What's that? You want to refer to me as Yurio? Fine. My real name is Yuri, but the figure skating world couldn't deal with two Yuris. So Yuri Katsuki gave me the nickname Yurio, and it followed me like bad smell. I'll knock out Japan's biggest flop. I will be the last Yuri standing.
Yuri Katsuki's eyes go wide and his jaw drops. He begins to panic and accidentally knocks into Esdeath. Yurio observes the commotion and marches over to the table. Yurio points at Yuri and says that he is shocked to see Japan's biggest crybaby on Cartoon Drag Race. Yuri, initially speechless, claps back that he isn't a crybaby and is here to take first place. Yurio says the only first Yuri will get is the first plane ticket out of Cartoon Drag Race. Yuri says that he won't be intimidated by past contests and Yurio says, yeah, sure.
Delicious. Meow, the drama. Delicious.
Cue the popcorn.
Wow, production really wanted to create drama this season.
Olivier interjects, stopping the argument. Olivier insists they put their bickering aside. Olivier welcomes Yurio to the competition. Yurio says, yeah, and sits on one of the chairs. Olivier goes to say something but bites her tongue.
It's childish behavior is what it is. But if he wants to be the prima donna of Japan or Russia or of the world, sure.
Gosh, people are already feuding. It's okay though. First day teething. I'm sure it'll be a great competition and lots of fun.
The queens hear footsteps and another queen enters the workroom.
You've got to catch 'em all, and I caught 12 amazing queens. Konnichiwa queens, and welcome to the first season of Cartoon Drag Race Japan. I'm your co-host, Ash Ketchum, and it's your honor to be in my presence.
The queens laugh as Ash heads over to greet the queens. He comments that he's only joking and he is extremely excited to co-host Cartoon Drag Race. Koopa squeals with excitement and Ao Min nods his approval.
I respect Ash. No one trained harder than him and now he's a Pokemon champion and a drag legend. This kid, sorry, adult now, was born to do drag and, honestly, I respect his game.
The queens move over to the workroom tables. Ash asks the queens how they are feeling, to which Koopa squeals again with excitement. Esdeath states it's an honor to be here and Tatsumi said he is ready to show Japan everything he is made of. Daijin asks if there will be any favoritism given Ash and Mewtwo's history. Mewtwo slowly turns their head toward Daijin and Mewtwo's eyes begin to glow purple. Mewtwo simply responds, no.
This cat is what is known as a shit stirrer. No matter, I had a Rattata like that in the House of Astral Glam. Let's see if he can put his money where his mouth is.
Ash assures the queens there will be no favoritism. He says that he and his co-host are committed to a fair competition. Elle pipes up and asks him who his co-host is. Ash cracks a smile and tells the queens they will have to wait. Ash then introduces the mini challenge.
Well, time to put your lipstick where your lips are. This week's first challenge is a photo shoot. You have 10 minutes to make any adjustments to your drag, then all 12 of you will do a simultaneous photo shoot. Whoever can unleash the storm of beauty, one petal at a time, will win 500,000 yen, sponsored by Hannah K's Couture.
All 12 queens enter a lush garden filled with a dozen camera people. As they begin to pose, rose petals begin falling from the ceiling. Several giant fans are then brought on set and attempt to blow the queens over. Ash then calls for the pit crew to distract the queens and to begin dousing them with water. Both Yurio and Daijin end up drenched and Ao Min continues to spit out rose petals across the chute. Esdeath thinks quickly and is able to turn the water around her to ice, giving her a crystal-like appearance. The queens then dry off and head back to the workroom.
Wow, that was one chaotic photo shoot. But one of you really slayed the competition. Esdeath, congratulations, you are the winner of the first mini challenge.
I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not. Queens usually say it feels correct. I won't say that. Instead, I'll say it is correct.
Now for your maxi challenge, we want you to show us a talent that will leave us gagging in our judges' seats. Good luck and, whatever you do, don't fuck it up.
The queens all move to find a station. Junta and Daijin find a station next to each other and crack a grin. Daijin asks Junta who he thinks is competition. Junta tells Daijin to hush, as they don't want to be seen as the Bitchy Queens episode 1. Junta whispers to Daijin that Olivier and Esdeath have the strongest presence. Daijin agrees but says he thought Aomin left a few of the queens gagging. Junta looks at him confused and Daijin winks, saying that Aomin must be the trade of the season. Junta chuckles. On the other side of the workroom, Aomin finds his own table and begins to hang his outfits for the season. Kay heads to Aomin's workstation and stands there awkwardly. Aomin gives him a perplexed glance and asks what Kay is doing. Kay goes quiet and stammers out that he hoped to have the workstation next to Aomin. Aomin shrugs and says sure, going back to hanging up his outfits.
Great. I've just given production my storyline for the season. I'll be remembered as the twink crushing on Aomin. I knew I shouldn't have come on Drag Race.
Elsewhere, Yuri and Koopa strike up a conversation and take adjacent workspaces. Yuri says he was feeling very confident coming into Drag Race but seeing Yurio has shaken his confidence. Koopa says that Yuri should focus on his excitement for Drag Race and not pay too much attention to Yurio. Koopa says she is sure Yuri's performance will be sickening. Yuri smiles and thanks Koopa. A nervous buzz fills the air as the queens get ready for the talent show. The queens are given the opportunity to practice their talent show one by one before the judges are brought on set. There is chaos in the workroom as queens head on stage while other queens get ready for the runway. Once everyone has had a chance to practice, the producers tell the queens to head out to the runway. The queens hear a shout and whip their head towards Esdeath, who had fallen behind the other queens. Esdeath holds up a beautiful deep blue ice-inspired gown that she intended to wear on the runway. The queens note several tears across the center of the front of the gown.
Who the hell cut up my dress?
Is it possible that the dress was damaged in transit?
Well, given that my dress was fine before I practiced my part in the talent show, I dare say it was sabotage. Mark my words, Japan. I will find out who sabotaged my dress, and that will be the end for them.
Production tells Esdeath that she will just have to come on stage and make it work. Esdeath gives them an icy glare and joins the other queens as they head on stage.
It's an episode of firsts. Welcome to the first episode of the first season of Cartoon Drag Race Japan. We are delighted you have joined us. 12 sickening queens are about to dazzle us with their charisma, uniqueness, nerve and talent and show off their best drag for the first time. Runway category is Best First Impression. But, finally, it is time for me to introduce my co-host with the most. Some may say he is the king of drag but I would call him the pharaoh. Duel him at your own peril. Back from his drag tour in the Shadow Realm, please welcome.
Konnichiwa Japan, world. It is my distinct honor to co-host this season with my good friend and Pokemon League champion, Ash Ketchum. We promise you a season most gag-worthy where only the strongest, smartest, and most sickening queens will survive. It's now time to find out if they believe in the heart of the cards. Ash, are you ready to be dazzled by our queens?
I want to see the very best, like no one ever has. Queens, start your engines, and may the best queen win.
Olivier, Mewtwo, Aomin, Junta and Elle slayed the challenge.
Look, it's all about using your assets. And I've got a great body. So why not show it off? The queens were gagging, especially Kay. Poor guy never stood a chance.
I knew queens like Olivier and Aomin would do a high-energy lip-sync number, so I did something a bit more cerebral. I was able to use my ability to read people with the skill of misdirection. The judges loved it, which was a huge relief. Mewtwo's number was equally good but slightly similar in theme to mine. A coin flip as to which one of us will be in the top.
General Esdeath, Tatsumi, Koopa, Daijin and Kay had a great performance.
For my talent, I used my ice powers to create sculptures of the other queens and judges, then simultaneously shattered the sculptures. Yu-Gi-Oh seemed impressed, though I was a bit off time with the music. I was still seething from the sabotage, and I think it interfered with my performance.
It's hard being this talented. I hit every single beat of my samurai-inspired combat performance. I impressed even myself. The first win of the season is mine.
Oh yeah, super unique. Swinging a sword around on stage for 1 minute. Good work, Tatsumi. Could not have been more boring. I quite enjoyed Koopa's Mario Kart-inspired speedrun and Daijin's chaotic teleporting doors number. Having a never-ending supply of peanuts fall out of his magic door. Hilarious.
Yuri and Yurio had a good performance.
I know I got a few laughs from my pork cutlet cooking show skit, but I was so starstruck seeing Yu-Gi-Oh on the panel that I missed a few comedic beats. This can't be happening. I need to slay this runway because I can't be the first to go home.
The judges were enjoying my high-energy Vogue ballet performance until I slipped mid-performance. Something caught my stiletto and I lost my balance. I saw Yu-Gi-Oh grimace. I better learn the lip-sync song.
The queens then walked the runway. Daijin slayed the runway.
I served Catitude all over that runway and the judges lapped it up. Oh, it's over! Just crown me already!
L, Mewtwo, Aomin, Junta, Koopa, Kei and Yuri had a great runway.
My runway was perfection. I moved slowly down that runway showing off every detail. Royal purple is my color and you can't tell me otherwise.
I played it too safe. I went for a well-structured gown, but I think the look was missing something. I'm frustrated with myself. This may cost me a top position.
Wow, Queens, that was an amazing premiere. Truthfully, no one flopped the talent show or the runway. This is the standard we are going to come to expect from each week.
I echo Ash's sentiments. You've all made Japan, the world, and this franchise proud. Regardless of what happens tonight, hold your head high. With that being said, we have made some tough decisions. Junta, Daijin, Tatsumi, Koopa, Olivier, Kei. Well done. You're safe. You're one step closer to the crown, though you didn't stand out from the rest. You might want to change that next week. You may step to the back of the stage.
Huh? Okay. Guess I was top of the safe queens. I know the judges were living for me. Guess I'll let someone else have the first win.
That means General Esdeath, Yuri, Yurio, Aomin, L and Mewtwo. You are the tops and bottoms of the week. Aomin, your performance was one giant thirst trap and we were drinking the Kool-Aid. Mewtwo, your powers were stunning, both literally and metaphorically. And L, we weren't sure about you from your audition, though can you tell what we're thinking now? Not only that we made a good choice but that you've won the first challenge on Cartoon Drag Race Japan.
Oh my god, I'm grinning ear to ear. This makes me a bit emotional actually. It's nice to see my hard work pay off. I'm so grateful.
I'm happy for Elle. I would have loved to win the first challenge, but there is something I like about Elle's drag. Quirky meets intelligent. I want to see more.
Aomin, L and Mewtwo, you may step to the back of the stage. That means General Esdeath, Yuri and Yurio, you are the bottom queens of the week. This is a tough one because no one really bombed the talent show. I have to say, Esdeath, I did expect more from you. Your runway looks messy and your talent show was mesmerizing, but you seemed frustrated while you were performing for us. What was going on for the talent show?
Judges, I won't make any excuses for my talent show. I should have put my feelings aside. When I came back from my talent show rehearsal, I found my dress had been slashed up by someone. I did what I could to put it back together, though I had very little time.
Well, I am sure my co-host will agree, this is not the behavior we expect from our queens. You know that drama is part of what keeps viewers interested in our series, though we as co-hosts will not stand for an unfair competition. We will be going through the footage tonight to determine the culprit and they will be lip-syncing for their life next week.
Holy shit. I think every contestant's butthole just clenched. Mental note to self, do not piss off Yu-Gi-Oh!
Did someone say a mystery needs solving? Put me in, coach.
So no one is coming forward to take responsibility for his death's dress? Very well. I suppose we have an episode to finish. Yurio, we saw your stiletto get caught on stage. My advice would be, if you're going to do a dance number with high energy, pick shoes that are easier to dance in. Still, very enjoyable to see the way you move your body. It's clear you've got unbelievable talent and flexibility. Yuri, your skit was funny. You just need confidence, my friend. Don't freak yourself out this early in the competition.
I was holding back tears on stage. Yu-Gi-Oh's right. I need to get out of my own way.
I think something was caught under shoe. Could be sabotage. But if I am wrong and I just tripped on stage, the judges will think I'm making excuses. So I'll say nothing for now.
We've made our decision. General Esdeath, you're safe. You may step to the back of the stage.
Thank goodness. Trust me, you won't see me in the bottom next week.
That means it's time for the showdown we've all wanted to see. Yurio, this week you were asked to prepare a lip-sync performance of History Maker by Dean Fujioka, the official song from the Yuri on Ice tour. Ash, would you like to do the honors?
Absolutely. Queens, this is your last chance to impress us and save yourself from elimination. The time has come for you to lip-sync for your life. Good luck, and whatever you do, don't fuck it up.
Koopa shouts from the back of the stage, telling Yuri to do his best. Yurio turns his head quickly to give Koopa a glare.
I will be having a word with that short yellow dinosaur after I demolish Yuri. Time to send that crybaby home.
I can't believe this is happening in episode 1. He cannot be the one to send me home. I'm trying not to freak myself out. I have to slay this lip sync.
Yuri and Yurio had a great lip sync.
Wow, that was phenomenal. You both put everything into that. No matter what happens next, hold your head high. Queens, it was a tough one, but we have made our decision. The queen who won the lip sync was